Welcome to Chair Yoga, the last Chair Yoga for 2025. Let's take a moment to become present on our mat, on our chair. Maybe having some blocks handy and a strap. Find a comfortable seat where you're aware of your feet on the mat. And if you can, just take a moment to let the feet settle in so that you feel an even distribution of weight pushing down. Push down a little more heavily in the heels to start with. Relax the heels and then push down a little bit more into the balls of the feet. You might find the heels start to lift off. And then scrunch your toes. And then relax the whole foot as if the foot is melting onto your mat. So it's spreading out and the weight is evenly distributed. It's almost like the feet have become like little hovercraft above the ground. They're almost floating, but there's an evenness throughout the bottom of the foot. There's that sensitive awareness of the bottom of the foot. Let that sensitive awareness travel up through the back of the legs, through the calf muscles, almost like you're filling up internally with water, that water being a sense of awareness, filling the legs, feeling the front of the shins, the knees, traveling up past the knees into the thighs, all four directions of the thighs, outer thighs, inner thighs, bottom and top of the thighs. And then all of that awareness floods into your pelvis, your pelvic girdle area, your hips. So even though I've used the metaphor of water, imagine it's a very light element, almost like a gas, just filling you, helium, floating you upwards, feeling you lift up the ribs. You lift up the ribs, but you also feel the ribs stay connected to the top of the hips so that when you breathe, you avoid that swelling of the stomach. You feel the breath move into the back of the body, sides of the body. You feel the ribs lift up into the armpits, and the arms just roll back down, palms face up on the thighs. And the arms fill with that same gentle awareness. Flooding into the shoulders, the neck, and the brain. So feeling the feet are not separate from the brain. Let this elemental sense of sensitivity connect the brain to the feet, to the bottom of the feet. So you're aware of the feet on the ground, and at the same time you're aware of this lifting sensation, this floating sensation. On the next exhale, gently push the feet into the ground and feel as if it's trying to push you into the back of your chair, but don't let yourself be pushed into the back of the chair. Just feel the feet pushing you backwards and then relax. The body sways forward, maintaining posture the whole time. Exhale, push the feet into the mat, evenly distributed. Feel it push the body back towards the back of the chair. Feel the legs engage, and then relax, exhale. So each exhale you push, inhale, relax. Pushing from the feet into the ground, slightly pushing you backwards. If someone was watching you, they may not even notice the swaying forwards and backwards. Push. Feel a weight throughout the feet. Two more. And then relaxing, bringing the hands to the edge of the chair. Walk your sit bones back to, close to the front of the chair. The hands are just helping remind you not to slip off the chair. Calf raises. Inhale, lift the heels of the foot. Feel the calves contract. Drop the heels of the feet, lift up the toes and spread the toes. So your feet are rocking. Lift heels, drop heels, lift ball and spread the toes. You can do it simultaneously, 2 feet at once, or you can do 1 foot and then the other. I like to do 2 at once just to get more reps in. Let's do 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a block, take 2 blocks, and we'll bring the blocks on their low settings wide across the mat here in front of the feet, and bring the feet onto the blocks. See if you can locate the edge of the block just above the heel. So the edge of the block is right on the heel will be off the block, the rest of the foot on the block. Bring your hands to the side of the chair, and you're simply going to push the hips forward, and as you push the hips forward, come onto the balls of the feet on the block, and then come back to the chair. That's all we're doing. Using the support of the chair, lifts the body off, brings the hips forward, you come onto the balls of the feet, knees splay forward, you get a bit of a chest open, and it's like a reverse tabletop. 2. We've got 3 more. 3. You might even be lucky and feel the chest opening as you do this. 4. Last one. And 5. You can move the blocks out of the way. Bring the feet parallel underneath the knees, slightly back from the knees. And we're going to pivot on the feet. Heels stay in the same place. Pivot the feet out so you open the hips out, knees and feet face that way. And then you bring the big toes together and the knees touch. So the feet are opening outwards, rotating inwards, toes touch. It's almost like the European windscreen wiper movement. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up the left knee, down, right knee, walking on the spine. High knee lifts, 1, 2, etc. You can move at your own pace, remembering that the feet are touching the floor, and when they touch the floor, let the weight spread out. Now continue this walking motion, but come onto the balls of the feet only. So you're tiptoeing with your walking. It's giving you a little abdominal work here as well, hip flexor work. Just the balls of the feet. Now can you do the same, but just come onto the heels of the feet. So the feet are dorsiflexed, they're flexed backwards, and your heels only are landing on the ground. So you might feel a little louder bang. You can hit with a little more force. This is going to help bone density. And you should be feeling quite a bit in the abdominals at this point, the hip flexors. And then pause, lift that left knee, grab the left thigh and extend the leg. Point and flex the foot. Point and flex. Just working the ankle joint, giving the feet a lot of attention today, and remembering how it's connected to the rest of the body. Just like our meditation where the feet were connected to the brain. Let's rotate that foot. Other way, you can add core strength by lifting the arms if you want. And then bring that knee up, extend it out. Squeeze the knee and the shin in, extend it out. Still working on that left side. Now the next time you lift it up, can you lay the ankle over the thigh into your figure 4? Grab the ankle and the toes and twirl the foot with the hands. So we're giving the foot a little rest now. Ankle joints resting while it gets a massage, a circular orbit. Rotate the other way. Pause. Curl the foot back. Push down on the thigh a little bit so you're unclogging the pelvis. So you hold the foot at one end with one hand, foot flexed back, push down the thigh. You can see my arms straight, my shoulders a little jacked, but I'm using that leverage to push down on the thigh. Keep the ribs lifted, exhale, forward fold, and come up. Keep pushing on the thigh, forward fold, come up. So we're releasing the femur from the hips here. We're releasing the tension in the glutes. And it's all related to the foot. The next time you come forward, you can pause and hold. If you want to come down a little lower, you can. Bring a little more weight over that lower back. Inhale, start to come up, but as you come up, see if you can lift your leg up with you. So you're carrying your leg with you. You can hold the foot and the knee, or you can wrap your arms around like I have, and simply do some hip movements here. We're just moving the hip. You can circle that leg. You can hug it, you can squeeze it, rock it, lift it higher and lower. And then slowly release and extend both legs for a moment. Can you notice the difference between the two legs, the 2 feet right now? Even the color is different on my feet. Interesting. All right. Let's lift up that right knee, squeeze it in. Gee, I've forgotten the sequence on this side, so let's start with rotating that right foot, both directions. Grab the hamstring, extend it, point and flex the foot. Windshield wiper side to side. Oh, that feels good on that ankle, hopefully. You can add your core work here. Hip flexor work. Rotate again, both directions. And then bending that knee in, and create some hip circles. And then laying that ankle over the left knee, pushing down on the thigh. Ooh, this side's tighter. So I'm pushing down, but I can feel a difference in the hip here. Whew. So my left hip is much tighter than my right hip. And with that downward pressure, start the hinges forwards and backwards. Ah, yes. So a lot more sensation on this side. So be kind to your body. Not forcing anything. Working in the pain-free range of motion. You might feel sensation, that's fine. But pain is not what we're after here. We're after that sense of trust in the body. Come on up, grab the ankle and toes. We'll do some foot rotations where the ankle is passive. And yet we're bringing blood flow into the foot simply through this rotational movement. Other way. Connecting the foot with the hip. Let's come back into a figure 4 fold. Hold for 3 or 4 breaths here. You can come down as low as you like. And as you come up, pick the leg up. And as you pick the leg up into your pigeon, you can start to rotate the hip. You can lift the foot higher and lower. You can cuddle it a little closer if you have that range of motion. Once again, connecting foot to hip. And then finally release, extending both legs out, and once again checking out your feet. Whew. Checking out your legs, feeling your hips. All right, let's do a little bit of standing work for the feet too today. So bringing the feet, if you looked at your knees, they'd form what's called an acute angle, less than 90 degrees. And if you lean forward, you could feel I'm in a balanced position here where I could stand. So we're just working the feet connected to the leg muscles, the hips and the low back and the abdominals here, rocking forwards and backwards, knowing that if we wanted to, we could push into the feet and stand, but we're not standing yet. Let's try that with arms. So arms by your side as you come forward, hands out beside your head, feel your seated chair pose. Come back. So bringing the arms forward brings the center of gravity forward, which technically means you could stand more easily. So the more weight forward, the more likely your buttocks might leave the chair. So for those who want to now, you can leave the chair as you come up into your chair pose, but when you come back down, come down without plopping. So the feet are taking the burden of weight, and the core is stabilizing you as you come back to your chair without plopping. Good. So we're not using momentum to stand. We're trying to find the balance point where the feet are in the right position and the right width. So I know many people use chair with the feet together. I like to keep the feet hip width distance apart. It feels more stable for me, more natural. So we've got two more of these, either coming off the chair or not. And then we're going to stand all the way up. So the next time you come forward, push through the feet, keep the gaze up, slowly standing up into your mountain pose. Exhale, bring the hands down beside you. And we're going to come back beside your chair. Just notice the temperature, or I'm noticing the temperature difference from the mat to the tiled floor. So I have a very big temperature difference here. My feet are on a cool surface now. Bring that right hand to your hip, standing on the right side of the chair. Left hand grabs the back of the chair, and we're simply going to do high knee lifts here with balance. If you feel okay doing high knee lifts without the chair for support, you can continue with both hands on hips. Come to pause. Hand goes back to the chair, just lifting the inside knee up, the one closest to the chair, and rotate it and rest it on the seat of the chair so you feel that hip opening. So this is chair's version of tree pose. You can bring your arms up, interlace the fingers, cross the thumbs, pointers up, and grow a little taller. Press down through the standing leg, the one that's on the floor. Keep that left knee pointing to the left, so you keep the hip opening. And then I don't have much room here, but you can bring your arms out to the side and rotate towards that bent knee. Twisted tree. Now look as you twist, did that knee on the chair start to fall back towards the back of the chair? Can you bring it back to that central location, pointing in the same direction as the toes? Inhale, come to neutral. Drop the hands. Bring that foot back down to earth. Let's try the other side. Walking on the spot with or without chair support. High knee lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Support, grab the chair, lift the inside thigh, rotate, place that foot facing the other way, opening the other hip, standing leg strong. Squeeze the buttocks on that standing leg so you feel rooted. You really feel that tree pushing into the earth. Hands above the head. Interlace the fingers, cross the thumbs, pointers up and reach up. Reach up with the fingers, push down with that standing foot. Almost feel your pelvis becoming unlocked here. Open up into wide branches. Exhale, rotate towards that bent knee. Come back to center. Exhale, release. And you might bring your chair to the top of the mat and reverse its direction. So the seat is facing you, you're behind on your mat. Now I'm going to turn my chair sideways just so you can see what's going on here. Walk up to the chair, hands resting against the upright, the back of the chair. Now bring your left or your inside right leg up and then take it down and then left leg. We're just seeing if you can lift up in this direction with your chair. If you can balance without holding on, that's okay. Just lifting one foot, then the other. Pause, take half a step backwards. So I'm probably 18 inches out from the chair. Bring up the left foot to the chair and lean into the chair. This time lean into the seat of the chair. Heel toe the back foot backwards, or you can hop backwards until you feel a stretch on that hip flexor on the right foot. And we're simply going to lean forward, the back of the heel comes off the back foot and you get more of a stretch. Push your chest towards the back of the chair. Now carefully and slowly, keeping the back leg straight, keeping the tension in the hip flexor, start to drop the heel down. So you'll come back a little bit and you'll get a calf muscle stretch. So very important for the feet is to stretch that calf muscle. So we're pushing down. We have a flat foot at the back, hips are slightly back, and the stretch is moved to the lower leg. Come forward again, come onto the ball of the foot, lift the heel, lift the eyes, lift the heart. Push the chest forward, proud, feel that hip flexor stretch. And once again, pushing the hips back, pushing back, dropping the heel, pushing down with the heel. And when your heel lands, come forward as much as you can so you feel the calf muscle stretch. Now to come out of this pose, grab the back of the chair, hop that back foot forward, remove the left foot, come back to Tadasana. So there's a new stretch we haven't done before in any of my classes. It's hot off the printing press. Let's try the other side. So let's just start making sure we can lift the feet up You could always do this on something lower, like a little low couch or a coffee table. Alright, so left foot goes up this time. Stabilize yourself, grabbing the chair, and just hop that back foot back a little bit until you start to feel the stretch in the calf muscle. Lift up the heel of the foot, lean forward towards the chair, chest opens, feeling the hip flexor stretch, big open chest, lifting the gaze. Now slowly come back until the heel drops. Once the heel's on the floor, once again you lean forward without lifting the heel this time, so the stretch now moves into that lower leg, right leg. Do a couple more in your own time. So coming forward, heel lifts, open the chest, look up. Also, that motion may give you a nice calf muscle stretch in the one on the chair. Back, push down with the heel, and one more. Now remember, coming off the chair, support yourself before you hop forward and bring that foot down. And just notice how that's affected your legs there. So we've opened the hips, we've opened the legs, standing on your mat, feet shoulder width apart this time, hands on hips. Can you start to circle the hips in one direction, getting a nice rotation there. And then the other direction. So also stimulating the feet in a different way. All right, let's bring our chair back to normalcy. Taking a seat. Let's see how that work has affected us and prepared us for our warrior poses. Start with hip openings, opening the left hip and then the right hip, alternating side to side. You can add resistance, for those who know the resistance move, by pressing your hand against the direction of the hip opening. Now the next time that right hip opens, pause. And we'll try our warrior one today because we've opened the hip flexor. And because we're working on the feet. I'm going to work a little bit more on our warrior one. So twirl the torso to face the same direction as the bent knee, as the rotated hip. So your torso is facing the same direction as your knee and your toes. If for some reason your foot doesn't sit flat on the floor, place a block or a cushion underneath it so that you've got a nice flat foot. Back leg is going to work its way back into that hip flexor stretch that we just worked on, coming onto the balls of the feet. So heel is lifted. If you look back, you get that nice big stretch through the toes, through the ball of the foot, all the way up into the hip flexor. So we call this runner's lunge. You can lift one arm or two arms if you feel stable. So only that right hip is on the chair. We can even do a twist here. We can bring left hand forward, right hand back. We can come back to the sun, clasp the fingers, cross the thumbs, and even do a little back bend, opening up the hip flexor more, looking up at the ceiling. Exhale, slowly release, and bring that back foot forward. And just do some knee lifts here. Knee lift, knee lift, knee lift. You might need a strap. I'll show you how it works with a strap, as well as without. So the idea is when you bring the knee up is, can you capture your ankle or walk your hands back to your top of your foot towards the toes. So you're going to bring that knee back as far as you can into a big quadricep stretch. If you feel really confident, you can raise the left hand into your dancer pose. If you can't capture the foot, you simply bring the strap underneath the ankle and you hold onto the strap. You get the same stretch. Because so much weight is at the front of the chair, you might feel like you're falling off here. So you can always bring that dancer arm out further to the back of the chair. Exhale, gently release. Come back to center. Notice the impact on the nervous system from that quadricep stretch and also the warrior lunge. Let's start with hip openings to begin. Add resistance if you like. We'll go into the opposite side, so the next time that left knee comes out, check that the foot is flat. Use a block if it's not. Rotate towards that bent knee. Extend the right leg back so you're getting that nice stretch. Come onto the ball of the foot, press the heel back, and there's a temptation to turn towards that stretched leg. See if you can slowly and gradually turn the hips more towards the front without overdoing it, because that hip flexor is a very, very tight muscle. Just enough so you feel a lot of sensation but no pain. Option to come into your full lunge. One or two hands up. Relax the back leg, hold the chair for support, and bring that back foot forward. Do some knee lifts here, so we free up the hip on that side again. Now remember, we're capturing the ankle or the foot with or without a strap. And as you do, pull that foot backwards, 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 pulling the knee backwards. And I definitely feel the chair wants to tip over here, so I'm going to adjust a little bit. You can lean forward to get more of a quadricep stretch, pushing the foot into your hand or strap. Hold the chair for security if that feels better, which it does for me today. Lift the gaze, push the foot, lift the knee. Ooh, big stretch for 3, 2, slowly release. And slowly return to center. Close the eyes and notice the impact on the nervous system, the neuromuscular system, nerves and muscles. Getting into the gristle today. And slide the hands to the knees. We'll do some torso twirls just to unwind and start to calm down the nervous system. Preparing for a little bit of pranayama. And for pranayama, you might want some blocks and a bolster. Rotating the other way. Slowing it down. And making a comfortable seat. So for me, a comfortable seat in chair pose is to bring my feet on blocks and a bolster behind my back. Then I have a very supported seat. With good posture. So we're going to do what's called the activation breath, which requires very short inhales. 5 inhales, and then holding the breath, and then 1 long exhale through the mouth, and then holding the breath out by pulling the belly in. Looks like this. Inhale, 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 inhale. Hold the breath. And then exhale, lean forward. Hold the breath out, pull the belly in. And then relax. So we're going to do 2 of those. So let's try those together. Inhale, 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 and hold. And then exhale, lean forward, empty completely, pull the navel back in, hold empty, relax and come up. 1 more. Inhale, inhale, inhale and hold. Exhale, pull the belly in, hold empty. Slowly come up, head stacks up last. And notice the impact on your nervous system from those activation breaths. You might even feel a little lightheaded. And in that relaxed system now, relax the shoulders back down. We'll practice abdominal breathing. So the breath starts off nice and gently. It almost feels like your natural rhythm. You're not trying to do anything with the breath except relax as you breathe in and out. Through the nose. The next time you breathe out a little longer than you would normally and pull the belly back and squeeze the belly in. Then relax the belly and inhale. Exhale out naturally and then keep going, extending the exhale. So we're focused on the extended exhale. Squeeze the buttocks, pull the navel back, empty completely. Then relax. Let the inhale fill naturally. When you're full of air, squeeze the buttocks, squeeze the navel. Tuck the tailbone a little bit, empty completely. Hold out and then relax as you inhale. So the inhale is very natural and unforced. It's a rebound from the forced exhale. In your own rhythm. The exhale has very strong abdominal contractions. The inhale, very relaxed. We're going to layer one more element into the breathing. Continue this extended exhale and retraction, breath retention out. Natural inhale. But see if you can bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue to the back of the teeth. So as you breathe, you start to hear a raspy sound. There's a slight constriction in the back of the throat. And your breath becomes audible. We call this the victory breath. The victory over our emotions breath. When we feel that emotional discharge, overwhelmed by emotions, practicing this breath over and over again, this audible breath, ocean sounding breath, Ujjayi Pranayama. It's a breath we can call upon to help regulate our emotions when we feel tense, anxious. On the next exhale, relax everything, go soft, become still. Let your natural breathing take over, the breathing that takes over when you fall asleep. Let the lips be soft. Feeling this still point, this quietness at the end of 2025. Knowing that this stillness, this quietness, this calmness can come with us into 2026. When we're in this moment with our breath. Thank you for joining me today and all this year, and hopefully into the new year. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.